Welcome back, Frost Falcons. We are super excited to be back and recording and bringing you guys more episodes. We are super excited. I can't tell you how much adrenaline is probably rushing through us right now. We are super excited to actually finally be back doing this with you all. So today I want to introduce our guest star, Autumn. Hello, how are you today?
Sorry, my mic wasn't turning on. Okay, I'm good. How are you?
I'm great. And I'm super excited to introduce our new podcast staff, Michaela. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. So, without that, Autumn, please take it away and tell us what you're talking about today.
Okay, so for this episode, we're going to be doing conspiracy theories. We have 3 to do, and I guess we'll just get right into it. So for the first conspiracy theory, it's a little more historical. Some people have actually probably heard about this, but there is a conspiracy theory that there is a chamber behind Mount Rushmore, kind of like on top but behind, I guess is the best way to explain it. It is right by President Lincoln's earlobe, which is a strange location, but yeah. And the designer actually came up with the idea because he wanted it to be used as a place to store like records of the America's history. So this conspiracy theory was actually proven to be real. Like with drones and all the new technology we have now, it was pretty easy to take a drone, fly it above, and you could see the chamber. It's not open to the public, but there are pictures online. I mean, I don't think there are any of them from inside, but if you want to see where it is or what it looks like from the outside, it's pretty easy to do so. But yeah.
Yeah, quick question. So it's a whole chamber. So besides they're telling like they're like documents inside, what would you like will be inside?
I think like honestly anything that like is important to, I guess, the citizens of the United States, like there could be treasure from in there, who knows. Like there's definitely could be more than just like documents or like records from old parts of time.
I guess it's really crazy, like you find out from the internet sometimes. So it's actually really cool. It's the weird part is what you learn from the internet, but it's also really cool to see, like, what is also part of like our country, or just finding out new things in general. It's actually really cool sometimes. Sometimes it's a little crazy, a little over the top, but it's actually really cool. It's actually really cool.
I agree. So, well, we know that that conspiracy theory is true. I guess we can get into one that I don't think we'll ever know is true. And this one is not necessarily a history one, but if you are into Disney Pixar movies, then you'll like this one. If we've all watched, well, almost all of us have seen Inside Out, which is a movie 10 out of 10, highly recommend. It's great. And some of you also probably know the movie Monsters, Inc., which, another great movie. So if you remember from going back into, like, when you were little, you probably knew Bing Bong and the monsters from Monsters, Inc. The conspiracy theory is that Bing Bong is actually not Riley's imaginary friend, but one of the monsters in Monsters, Inc. There isn't a whole lot to this conspiracy theory because it was mostly fan-made. So we know that Bing Bong, like when people think of imaginary friends, a lot of them think of people or things that look similar to them, or like you're an imaginary pet in a way, like a cat or a dog. Bing Bong is definitely not a human. He's definitely not one type of animal. So a lot of people went into the idea that he's more of a monster, but a nice one, as the monsters from Monsters Inc. turned out to be. So, yeah.
That's actually a really good theory because weren't there like different branches of Monster Inc. once
Weren't there like
bring
different
here?
branches
Or like an alternate reality?
like
Like an alternate reality Monsters Inc.
or like an
Oh my God,
alternate
that's
reality?
actually a really cool
Like an
theory.
alternate reality Monsters
That makes me want to go watch the movie
Actually,
again,
really cool.
which I probably will do.
That makes me want to go watch the movie again.
But yeah, because another part of the theory that kind of branches out is all Pixar movies happen in like the same time. So the Monsters Inc. could easily be like right when the monsters, I guess, turn good. So yeah, that's really it for that conspiracy theory. But I think it's a nice way to like get into more of a fan kind of based conspiracy theory. I have another one, and this is our last one, our third one. This one is based on the tragic event of when the Titanic sunk. This conspiracy theory has like made a lot of people think, I guess. And this one was that the Titanic never sank. Now, before anybody says like, well, the ship obviously sunk, there's scuba gear that has been used to like find all of this. That's not necessarily what I'm saying. I'm saying that the ship Titanic didn't sink, but a different ship, its sister ship, the Olympic, did. A lot of this theory goes into kind of like a political kind of state, so I won't get too much into that. But basically is that Olympic was already in bad shape from previous trips, and it was older than the Titanic. So to kind of save money, especially off of insurance and all of that adult stuff that, they were decided to just use the Olympic because the people knew that that ship was going to go down anyway. So in a way, they know it. This is only a conspiracy theory, but that the people knowingly let the people get on the ship and knew that they were going to sadly pass away. This ship, not this ship, this conspiracy theory, has. I'm not necessarily saying it's true. I think it involves a lot of thinking to like come up with this idea, and I don't know if the people who would come behind this actually put all that effort in. But I think it definitely is possible. I mean, it's easy. I mean, it's pretty easy to just write RMS Titanic over a different ship. So
Okay, so would you think that maybe it was the Olympic, but for different reasons? So sort of kind of like saying it could have been like the Olympic because like the Titanic wasn't necessarily finished, or so kind of close to like its due dates, like be on the water. Could that be like another reason why? Its due dates, like be on the water. Could that be like another reason why?
yeah, there could be a different reason why. This is just what the main reason was. Just the one I said was the main reason that a lot of people think. But I think it could be for something else. Like, it's possible that the Titanic wasn't finished and they didn't want to, like, I guess, refund the tickets because that's kind of hard to do. So just use a ship that's already built. And
yeah, still when you think about like still having laser costs, though, I think it probably could have been a thing to, you know, refund tickets. But as you know, you never probably would have guessed that a ship would have gone down. But even if it was in bad shape, maybe you should have kind of like hold on back a minute. But no, that's a really cool conspiracy theory. I think that maybe. But no, that's a really cool conspiracy theory. Go do a little scrub. You know. I'll do a little scrub.
And if this conspiracy theory actually proves to be true, that would involve like rewriting a bunch of textbooks. I mean, we'd have to rewrite a new, like when you learn about the Titanic and like if you learn about it in school, you just know that the Titanic sunk. Well, if this conspiracy theory is actually true, they're going to have to add in like a whole new chapter. Like, it wasn't actually the Titanic. Oh my goodness. Plot twist.
It's like kind of movie. They put a movie in the book. That seems like you know, they should try that. They should try to like kind of make another Titanic movie, but like put a twist on it. That would be really cool. That would be really cool.
we need a Titanic too. We need a Titanic too.
But you have some really interesting theories today. I think I really enjoyed the Titanic one because it really makes you think. Kind of like, I think I really enjoyed the Titanic one because it really makes you think. Secrets. Yeah, but I think it's just like really interesting though because you never know. Like, what you might discover, and I think maybe some people should really look into that because it's actually really cool to kind of hear that the Titanic is the Titanic. Kind of like hearing that, math isn't math, math ain't math, So it's kind of math ain't math, Sorry, go ahead. I'm sorry.
I mean, conspiracy. Oh, you continue.
Sorry, go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Okay. Conspiracy theories are something that a lot of people can like do for kind of like a fun. They can find a conspiracy theory. They can do their research, find more facts, and who knows, maybe their conspiracy theory will actually actually be real. So I think that's what a lot of people find interesting in them, because like you never know what could end up happening, or you could maybe change history in a way, like kind of like how the Mount Rushmore chamber was. Like when a lot of people found out about it, they were really curious. Like, oh my gosh, there's a chamber behind Mount Rushmore.
Would the chamber be more of like a fact than a conspiracy theory? Would the chamber be more of like a fact than a conspiracy theory?
It was a conspiracy theory for a long time, but it has more, I guess, kind of recently became a fact. So, I mean, whichever way you look at it, like if you were looking at it like when it first came out, it was a conspiracy theory because people were like, they didn't have drones back in whenever it was created. Because it was a pretty long conspiracy theory. Yeah. Since it was created, since Mount Rushmore was created.
Conspiracy theory. So kind of more like confirmed conspiracy theory.
Yeah. But the Bing Bong one and the Titanic one, we don't know if they're confirmed yet. So maybe somebody will be able to be like, yes, I will find all this proof to make sure that Bing Bong is a monster from Monsters, Inc. And they will go deep into Disney Pixar records.
It's actually really cool to hear about Bing Bong. But it's also really sad because it means he died. He just like died twice in my bad. Oh, my bad.
Spoiler alert.
It's just like really sad. Because my bad. Spoiler alert. It's just like really sad. That's actually really sad. Kayla. So in your opinion, which was your favorite conspiracy theory?
I really like the idea of like the Titanic conspiracy theory because it's very like thought provoking of like, well, why would they do that? What's the point in doing that? And how like many different possibilities there could be.
Yeah, that's what's kind of cool about conspiracy theories. Is like, there's got to be some kind of point to the conspiracy theory. It can't be a conspiracy theory, be a conspiracy theory. Unless you really just want to drive people crazy. But, I think that's a fun thing about conspiracy theories. It drives you to think. Like, wait a minute. Kind of makes sense now. Especially when Netflix leaves you with those cliffhangers, then it cancels the show. And, just, you gotta start making conspiracy theories. Like, Netflix, we got the show. So I think conspiracy theories also kind of help in, like, everyday life, especially Netflix, they'll be canceling the best shows. Yeah. But yeah, I think these are some really cool conspiracy. The best shows. Of course, we would love to have you.
I agree.
Well, sorry, we love to have you.
But yeah, that's really all I have. Really and thank you for having me on the podcast.
We would love to have you. Enjoy your weekends. We love to have you. Go outside. Watch the kids throw snowballs. No, that's boring. Stay inside. It's really cold. Stay inside. It's really cold. Nobody really wants to go outside. I don't know why I'm on here lying. It's cold. Don't go outside. So yeah. Bye guys. We really enjoyed doing this. Bye.